ready for all the pressure that's coming for him? Is he physically and mentally ready?
Fuck.
It's lights out, and away we go.
Red flag. Red flag. Sector 2. Sector 2. Man, this car will not just turn the fuck up.
And hello everyone, and this is the Project 1 2021 World Championship, which is going to be another round of exciting moments on the 2021 cars. This is the Canadian Grand Prix at one of the shortest, if not the shortest tracks in Formula Apex or Project Apex, whatever you want to call it. The Canadian Grand Prix is in Wynford, and currently, as you can see on the screen, it's qualifying, so we will see what is going to happen during this whatever. Yeah. So, Saudi Fund is actually going to be the first one to do.
How long is it? One qualification or two? I just need to know.
One.
Alright, thank you, bye.
Bye. Well, that was awkward, and Saudi 85 did set the first lap of 1 minute 3.0. Thunder, 1 minute 4.8. I think Thunder invalidated his another second lap because he went a little bit wide on there. It's kind of getting messy because I'm getting all mixed up, but let's see what these drivers can do. As we have, Papa John is doing some weird things. Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, hello everyone, it's me, Max. I'm going to be commentating as well for this just a little bit. So, we're currently looking at Louis Pro Player 86. I'm not sure if he's setting a lap, but it looks like he is because he's not cutting anywhere you wouldn't expect from someone. Yeah, he's definitely on a lap here. Louis has done pretty well in the past considering, all things considered. Where you have people like Dungeon and so who've just been dominating, and you've got Louise who's been making some very quick progress. He's during the beginning of the season kind of been lingering around the back, but has really made up, winning the last race actually, and probably hoping to continue that momentum even in these wet conditions. But you can see that they've all got the dry tyres on, and so that leads me to believe that the rain isn't like harsh enough to worry about using the intermediate, so I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of laps getting set in before this rain gets any harder, because once these drivers have to switch to the intermediates, you can imagine that there's going to be no improvements. So this is really a really crucial part of qualifying right here. As Louise goes fourth, we know going board with Pocanaldo in the All-American Haas, whose real counterparts just signed a deal with Toyota Gazoo Racing, hopefully to improve them, but that doesn't matter here because our cars are equal. As we have a spin in the background, and that's a Red Bull that's gone off into the grass. Do we know who that is?
Nah.
No. Not a worthy story, they've recovered anyways. Oh, but Speed for Rages here has gone to the intermediate tyres, so that might say something about the track's conditions and how they've evolved, and we might not see any faster laps than Sot 85, who's come home with a 103.097, but we'll just have to wait and see. Could have just been a bad call for Speed for Ages rather, and we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. Oh, but it looks like a lot of people are coming out now, and you can see Just Maxi going off as well, and you could just see before in the pit lane, it looked like a lot of people were using those tyres, so could well be the fact that the intermediate tyres are going to be the better option now. Yeah. Oh, and a big crash for that number P11 car. That was GKRSN. Who's just gone around now. I believe that is A350 fan?
Yep.
Yeah, that's A350 fan. One of the co-commentators is currently, he's a team owner, I guess, for Mercedes, and he's just currently taking the place of one of his drivers. So we'll see what he has to offer there. Hopefully a little bit more than that big flip that we just saw. Now 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go in this qualifying. still stop leading the pack. We'll take a look at the leaderboard, and you can see a lot of red sectors as everyone makes their way around to start their next qualifying lap. People slipping and sliding all over the place down here. Notoriously slidey track, especially around turns 5 and 6. I'm sure we expect at least 1 or 2 people to go off in this race. If that's the case, that's probably what will happen. But you can see not a lot of purple sectors being set. In fact, more than half of it is yellow, so it doesn't look like there's any improvements around the board. I'll give it to you. 8355. I've been straight up channeling my inner, like, I've been watching the Bathurst 1000 and listening to other commentators too.
Ah, nice. Wait, who is this guy?
What's up?
Who is Jello Bean?
Jello Bean, do we have a new competitor?
What's this?
Or is this just like a random person?
Bro, his score is in 2021. His
Ooh.
score is in 2021. It looks like it's 2023.
Where is that? It's not Jerry Paker.
He's in an Alton.
What did you say his name was?
Who is this guy?
Jello.
Jello Bean. He's in B19.
Oh, Jello Bean 02. Do we have an intruder on the field? That would be really funny if it was. I don't think he's going to be around here for long. He's going to have to get kicked. Just got a random person joining in on the fun here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough, you do
Let's see
you.
who
But
is. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to continue here for much longer. Has anyone noticed? Do you want to like maybe type in chat? Give them a bit of a heads up? No, they'll manage.
Oh, Eos, no!
Oh, what's going on?
He slid.
Oh,
He
Hayos
slid
slipped.
and has to do a lap again.
He has to do a lap again.
Yeah, he
oh,
slipped.
poor Hayos. In the Alpha Tauri. Interesting. So he's
Yeah, he's
switched
doing a
teams.
one-off.
Hayos,
Oh,
who
he's
used to
fun
drive
again!
for Red Bull, and I swore I saw him in a McLaren at one point, but he's gone to Alpha Tauri, so that's very interesting for Hayos.
Yeah, he's doing one-offs everywhere, so...
Wow.
Now, he's just
Must
going everywhere.
Not be feeling the car at the moment, so...
You should go to Alfa Romeo next time. And yeah, I got my drivers sorted as well, but one of them has a broken controller, so instead they're gonna be driving on the worst
Oy.
controls, which is the slider controls.
Oh, that's
So-
rough.
We might see some weird
Dude, we're gonna see some
Oh
odd
my-
occurrences here today. Oh, as Hayos spins again. Clearly, he does not have the car control that he'd want. Side 85 currently leading the way with the fastest time. And I don't know if we're gonna see any
About a timeout,
improvements
some guy.
as we look
About a
ahead
timeout,
with
some guy in Club Agile.
Well, just give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I just realised that I have to screen share my OBS. Yeah. I can't screen share. What?
Yeah, you're right. Oh, what?
Dude, they've banned me from screen sharing in the channel, so... Oh well, too bad. I guess I'll just have to call out when we're watching a live action replay. Oh, as we got an Aston Martin in the middle of the road there. A little bit of a jump scare for the... Because let's actually go to a live replay of that. I want to see the reactions to that. It was just... Anyways, we'll go back to the live feed now. Side 85 back on a lap. Papa John, and it looks like it's dried up. With 5 minutes 56 seconds to go, and we might see some better times being set. You can see every car is pretty much resetting them onto the soft compound. Not a lot of action out on track yet. Oh, we've still got a few people probably just finishing their laps, but they can realise, yeah, they'll be heading back to the pits anytime now. You can see the inners not working anymore as Wyside takes a little spin. Yeah. Who is Big Linda? Have you seen this person before?
I think they just got signed by Red Bull.
Just signed by Red Bull. Wow, that's interesting. So we've got a lot of new contenders. Yeah. A lot of new faces here in AR21. So we got Sot, Papa John, Josh Maxey, Luis, Red Jelly, Cowan. Never seen this man before. So he must be new, but you can see they're all still slipping and sliding. Now I'm wondering what could be causing that, because it looks like the track is nice and clean. I have no idea, but we just got this train of 3. Oh, as it all goes wrong for the AlphaTauri, I'm guessing is YSI, and the other Aston. Luckily, it looks like they might have been on their outlaps, so not too much damage done
checking
there.
The rain percentage right now is 22%, so it will make sense if they're like still sliding. So
Right.
yeah, it's slowly decreasing. Now
Right,
it's
so
21.
the track's
so
still wet.
yeah.
The track's still wet, despite the fact that there's no rain. The track is still wet. These drivers are having to deal with those conditions, even though they might be on the soft tyres. They still might be hydroplaning in and out of corners. You can see Papa John just going straight through there, not even trying to stay on the track. And we've got a Haas that's crashed.
Oh!
Wow. Just goes to
That'd be
show
good.
how dangerous the track can be in these conditions. Fortunately, it
But
looks
yeah,
like it
and,
didn't take any...
These guys can actually improve their laps now because it's drying much further.
Yeah, we're seeing here,
Especially
actually,
this
we're
Papa
going
John
board. Papa John and Just Maxi
Let's look at
specifically.
Papa John, yeah.
Take a look at Papa John. I've noticed Just Maxi lighting up the leaderboards. He's got a purple first sector, but a yellow middle sector. 22 in the first, but he's lost it out just afterwards. We'll go on.
But I
board.
can just tell you. I can tell you that Papa John actually has the 2021 lap record here in Wynford. So
Does he?
yeah.
So
Let's
he'll
see
be
what
a
he
strong
can do.
contender. Let's
Yeah,
just
he
see
does.
what he can do. Let's leave it with the onboard cam and just see what he's capable of around here. Now he
Wow,
gets a
Colin got a
beautiful
really
exit
nice
into the out of turns 5, 6 into this complex of corners. A lot of drivers
Wow.
lose it there and into the wall, but he's managed to keep it just over the curves, riding as much as he can.
Oh,
Goes
yeah, but
very,
he
very
actually
wide.
lifted.
Really, he lifted, but he's
Lifted
opened up
that
that
bit.
corner a lot,
He
hopefully to get a lot of speed here. But if he's lifted, that is going to compromise his lap times. Now, I'm not sure what kind of sectors he's setting at the moment, but we'll see as he comes across the line. And Papa John, he's gone all right. He's got a purple middle and a purple last sector, and he
Wow.
goes first. Papa John to the front of the pack with a 101.5. That is 1.5 seconds faster than P2. So we're going to see a massive jumble up of the leaderboard with only 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Now this is crucial for all the drivers, with only maybe one or two laps to go for them to set, and over a second to be made. Now this we could
Red Jelly got
seriously
it.
have interesting quali order. Red Jelly has pipped Papa John for that first place. Dungeon Fanatic setting a strong
Dungeon
lap
as well.
as we'd expected. He's very strong over one lap. Now all these cars coming in, this is going to seriously change the order. So whatever you guys had on your sports bet, actually no, we don't talk about gambling. I don't know. I hate gambling, Ray. I've got gambling ads stuck in my head.
Pocanaldo.
Pocanaldo, what's going on there? We take a look, and he's taken
He
the
got
lap
first.
record, first place qualifying, 101.261, another 10th up. So this could really,
Master of
this
sliding.
could throw all of the rest of quali out of the window. We look at Just Maxi, who was getting some purple sectors before now, but it looks like he's going extremely slowly. Oh, and he must not be on a lap yet. Yeah, there we are. He's trying to get across the line as soon as he can. Luis Pro Player is also another strong contender as Jerry Paco goes up to number 4. Pushing down Papa John yet again. Things looking bleaker and bleaker for Papa John unless he's continued on to try and set another lap. Now his tyres will be degraded from that first lap, so we don't know if he's going to be able to set a better lap. Luis Pro
But let's
Player
look at
in,
Hios though.
in 12th. We'll quickly check on Hayos. Now Hayos is all the way down in
He's
P20
just
without a
chill.
lap set, and he's not actually moving.
He's just chilling.
He's just chilling. He's just
Yeah.
a chill guy. Okay, we'll go quickly back to some of the drivers on their laps. We were looking at Just Maxi before. Pocanaldo, Speed for Ages rather, into the
Oh, they're
1
lining
minutes. And that is, oh my god,
Wow.
into the 1 minutes goes Speed for Ages. Now that is seriously shuffling up the board here. We look at anyone else on board and it looks like all these people are stopped here. What's going on here? Isn't that something? Do you see?
Why is everyone stopped?
Everyone's stopped there. Just they've decided to abort their laps. They could go for one more. All they have to do is go around this corner, but they've, I guess, decided that it's futile. Now the board's being lit up with 1 minutes flats, 101s. We're on board with Dungeon Fanatics, who's slipping and sliding his way around the first few corners. opens up his DRS. 7 seconds left on the clock. Who will make it through? Is Luis Pro Player, as we were saying before, makes it up to second place with a 1 minute point 8. Brilliant lap from Luis Pro Player. We'll just have to wait and see if Dungeon has an answer to this now. Pushed down to P6. We know Dungeon is very, very strong in qualifying. Unfortunately, he can tend to lose it in the race because he gets slowdown penalties, and we've seen that a lot. Where he's had the race in the palm of his hand.
Papa John got a really nice sector 1.
Papa John's on a strong sector 1. Dungeon Fanatics here will have to fend him off for his life. You can see he lost it on that curb before. We don't know if he's going to be able to hold it together. Hopefully he can. Dungeon Fanatics across the line.
Too quick.
And what's going on here? We'll take a look at the timings board. And Dungeon Fanatics into first place, almost as we expected. With a 1 minute point 6, and we were looking at Papa John, was it? Papa John.
Yeah,
he's been pushed all the way down to P9, and
yeah,
as he hit a corner cut.
yeah, he's done.
He's done. He's
Yeah,
dusted.
he did. Unfortunate.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But how good was his sector 1 though?
His sector
really
1 was incredible. What time was he looking at? We're looking at about 21.3, 21.4. As another purple sector gets set by Hayos.
Extremely good.
21 seconds now. Has he started his lap when he could, or is he going to have to take that P20 place? We'll just have to wait and see, because Hayos is currently lighting up the field in the AlphaTauri there. You can see he's not holding anything back. We don't know if we nailed it. So we can see Pocanaldo, unfortunately, has been knocked out of the standings for not crossing the line before 0-0. Hayos coming across the line now. We're going to see if his time counts or not. Here he comes. We've got a lot of people lining up the grid. And he's going to go and take pole. 59.899. He has broken the 1 minute barrier, ladies and gentlemen. That is truly incredible. Hayos to the front of the field.
And Ysai as well.
And Ysai with a 1 minute 007. They call him James Bond, don't they? No, they don't, but they can now because he's got a 1 minute point 007.
The fact that Dungeon was like lining up on pole, now he has to move back.
Yeah. Oh, and that's going to hurt for Dungeon Fanatics. Had it in the palm of his hand. And now he's going to have to move back and concede that place. As you can see, the grid starts to get ready for what's going to be a brilliant Canadian Grand Prix, as I'm sure we're all looking forward to.
It was very nice. Where is my... Oh. Oh, imagine Kaon has an Apis again. Oy, bak makaroon ng Apis ang kwarto mo, ha? Natakbo ka naman, oh. And he just confirmed that there will be no Apis in his room this time. Yep, that's good for him. So he doesn't have to freak out and run out of his room.
No cockroaches in the room. Nothing to push him over. We had a driver disconnect last race, if you guys will remember. One of the drivers having a cockroach in their room that they had to deal with, and promptly smashing into a wall somewhere along the track. Priorities, I'd say. Priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least it wasn't a spider. I think I would have flipped.
It was flying to him. It was
flying cockroaches.
To him.
See, I think that cockroaches just shouldn't. They flat out should not have the ability to fly. I think that's a cruel thing. But I'll let you take us through the qualifying order if you don't mind. Just starting from P1 and making your way down.
Yeah, no problem. And this is an interesting PO21 race where it's like PARC, where it was like raining in the beginning and it's dry entering the race. So this time around we got Hias doing a one-off for AlphaTauri. He did a one-off for McLaren, and he did a one-off for Red Bull as well before PO21 existed. Then we got Ysai that almost got into the 59s. It was like 7 thousandths off. And yeah, Rutism, Ysai is missing. As we have Dungeon Fanatics, who we thought was getting pole, but at the last second, two familiar teammates, former teammates actually, in Season 1, decided to take the front row. We got Speed for Ages missing, Just Maxi, Oh, no. Louise and Just Maxi are your Alpine drivers. Then you got Pocanaldo, Red Jelly, and Gaon here. Will he finish a race? Will he try to finish and help Ferrari tomorrow in PTSS? And then we also have the shocking man right here. We got him. And then finally we got Papa John that could have gotten an improvement here. Oh my god, who is this Lehertler, man? Whatever.
Okay,
After Papa John we got Rutus. And then some random guys. This is your grid for the Project 1 2021 World Championship at the Canadian Grand Prix Round 2. So,
Alright, we're switching to the
Are you
helicopter
ready?
cam now as the car's revs light up. As they're expected to light up
where's Sun?
the Grand Prix track today. We are waiting for SOT, one of the star drivers here, noticeably in that pink Racing Point, I do believe. But we'll see in just a second as these guys hit turn 1 what on earth is going to happen here. You just never know. Earth to sot is the word from the manager Ruthist, as we can't seem to get
Where's
a grip.
Sot?
Do we have a... can you hop in a safety car, by the way? Can we get a safety car from the back of the... Oh, no, you're commentating, aren't you? I thought we were going to have a safety car at the back of the grid.
But there's gonna be no more safety car though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it looked nice for the stream.
Are those the lights already? No.
It couldn't be. How about this? We'll have to start without sot if this goes on, is the word from Steve. So potentially a missing start for Sot, who already had a quite disappointing qualifying. But he could potentially be missing the entire race. Now that would be a massive blow.
They're
And the
starting.
beginning. Now we'll
Yep.
see here.
I'll make you start it. I'll make you do it.
No, you can go. Do you want it?
Okay.
Alright,
I'll
we
do it,
got
I'll do
3,
it, I'll do it.
4, and 5 lights. And any moment now the lights will be off as they are. And away we go at the Canadian Grand Prix. It's a beautiful start. P1, P2. Third place, that pink Alpine Racing Point, rather, moving up into the battle. We got a AlphaTauri taking quite a wide line through the sand and keeping it straight with the McLaren behind, and the McLaren Alpine AlphaTauri looking to be fighting for the first place. 2 Ferraris, Scarlet in the background, jostling for 5th position with the Alpines, who've also had a brilliant start. Red Bull's further back, and some other notable drivers will be following along here as Dungeon Fanatics seems to be leading the pack away through the first turn, but he's gone wide into the sand there and lost some time out to Hayos, Luis, and Speed for Rages, some of the other star drivers here. But he seems to be keeping the lead on the timing table, but I doubt that's going to hang for long, because you can see that the Racing Point of Speed for Rages is out the front, and as we expected, he has truly taken the lead now with the AlphaTauri of Hayos and the Luis and Red Jelly, the 2 Alpine drivers, just following behind him now to finish the
Speed
first
got
lap of the
up.
Grand Prix.
Steve will get a strike. Speed's getting a strike.
And Speed's already had a strike on the track limits, has he?
Yep.
And that could be
he
detrimental
just
to his
did.
racecraft. From
Yeah,
here
exactly.
on,
And he'll have to be careful.
he will, because if he gets just 2 more of those, then he'll be in major trouble with a slowdown penalty, something that we've seen a lot from Dungeon, but not really from any others. Oh, and we've got a flip!
Oh, we got a flip!
And
We got a
somebody's
flip! We
flipped
got
in
a
the
flip!
background! And I believe...
It's Max, little
It's-
gamer.
Yes, it is Little
Oh, he's
Max.
stuck! He's stuck!
What's happened?
Oh, no, wait, he's not stuck. He's okay, he's okay. He
Just
can go,
Max. Oh,
but
he's
gonna get an
unstuck
extra
himself.
penalty.
And look at how far back he
Yep.
is from the rest of the pack. Now we're going to cut back to the front here. Speed for Rage is still jostling with Dungeon. Dungeon seems to take the lead back. Is he going to make it stick through this corner? Yes, he is through the chicane very fast. Now down back onto the main straight. We're setting around 1 minute lap times here, so it's very, very fast in these corners. And any slight slowdown, as we can see from this high-speed track, is going to set them back ages. Now we've got Dungeon on the medium tyres, and he's able to keep up. Is that saying something about Speed for Edge's performance? He was able to stay with him, but he's going to have some issues down the line.
Dungeon, one strike.
Dungeon strike for the track limits as he tries to stick it around the outside through the chicane there, but it looks like Speed for Edge was able to make it stick and keep it. But here he goes again, and Speed for Edge has gone extraordinarily wide, losing 2 places to the McLaren of Dungeon and the Scarlet Ferrari of YSI. Looking further down the pack, seems that everyone is straightening himself out. We have Ruthless, who's may have had a DNF because we've got +2 laps on the count. That could be bad for them. However, looking like it's only about 5 seconds separating the top 10 with Papa John all the way down in P9. We know he was leading qualifying up until the rain cleared up. And obviously he's gone down the order a fair bit, but is he able to make that back up considering how close everyone is at the moment? We'll take a look now. Speed for Edge has dropped into 4th place with YSI in the lead. That Ferrari having taken over the place of the McLaren of Dungeon, but they're still fighting out for it, so it's not set in stone just yet. Pogonaldo, is he a lap down already? Because he's in P15. P16 now, in that Rich Energy has.
Drogo? I think he's gone. Wait, never mind, what?
So Pogonaldo,
no way.
potentially having
Oh, no way.
sunk down the order by a lap there in the start. That is not what you want to see. Also right in the beginning, as a matter of fact. So he'll have a lot of work to do come the rest of the race and the pit stop sequences, especially if he can make his tyres last. Now, I think we are expecting a one-stop strategy here. As you can see, a lot of people opted for the medium tyres just to try and draw out the lifespan. And we got a yellow sector 1. We take a look on board, and it's Kimi Raikkonen 77, who has stopped on the track.
And no safety car because it's gone. So
yeah, no safety car.
Despawn, and okay.
And we're back to racing now with YSIRB out the front of the pack. That is a lap 5 of 35. YSI's leading. YSI has hit a slow down. I believe that's going to give him some flashbacks. I think we've seen that happen before a few times. Or maybe that was Hayos that I'm thinking of. No, it was Hayos. YSI has been pretty good recently. But despite the slowdown, he's been able to keep it up, and he's still battling for first place. Along with Dungeon and Speed for Ages, hoping to do his Ferrari team proud. Meanwhile, his teammate Red Jelly down in 5th place is busy holding off the potentially lapped Haas of Pogonaldo, which we were not expecting in the slightest. Louise in front trying to make a charge, but it looks like the top 3 have already left him in the dust, and it's going to be a fight for these positions later down the line. If we look further back, we have Big Linda, who we had no idea who this person was, just being signed to the number 33 Red Bull car, battling it out with Just Maxis. And we have a yellow sector 2. Do you have any information on what's going on over there? Louise Pro Player 3 wide down into turn 4, I believe that is, and into the chicane, but no information on what's happened. Yellow sector 2, and it's might be the Williams of Thunder Radon, who's just stopped in the middle of the track, and it
Hold
is.
Up. I got internet issues and I'm freezing. Weird.
It looks like connection issues potentially for the Williams driver. Now that's definitely not what you want to see, especially in the starting rounds of the season, where we see the order being established in the World Drivers' Championships. Dungeon Fanatics now still fighting with the top 3. They've made some serious gains off the rest of the field onto lap 7 of 35 now. Do you have any information, Brody James, about the tyre strategies that we might be seeing and when we think people will begin to pit?
I think it will be around the mid-10s or something. But yeah, now finally my internet is going to be back to normal. So that is very good. And now I can see that Papa John is continuing to recover his drive from like P11, P12 range, and now he is following closely to one of the Ferrari drivers, Red Jelly, who was the first driver to move Papa John down. So, very consistent race. And as I say that, Red Jelly slowing down, giving
Papa John too.
the place.
I think Papa John's had a slowdown.
Right. And Jerry also got a slowdown.
Oh my goodness. So that kind of neutrals them out.
Slowing down.
They've all slowed down and they've all kept position. How incredible is that? You don't see that every day. Every single car in that fight had a slowdown.
Hold on. Check the Discord, man.
What are we saying here on the Discord? What am I looking at?
Yeah, check Discord, man.
He's saying he won. Oh, right. Moto Leclerc claiming that he's actually won this race because he technically has. We did have a season restart, obviously, as the league came under new management. But you might remember Moto and his iconic line where he claimed that he was the best. So he's claimed that he's already won this race, which he technically has. However, this is a new season. This is season 3, part 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back to the lead. Dungeon has fallen 1.4 seconds behind Speed for Rages, and you got to wonder, has he had a slowdown? That was on the community poll that was released. Whether one of the things that we'd see, obviously we did see a crash, however I'm not sure if that was from the top 5. And we obviously don't know about any neck-to-neck finishes. But we have Dungeon 1.2 seconds behind the lead, and it makes you think that he's had a slowdown. Because if you remember, the top 3 were right within arm's reach of each other as he goes crazy on that curb. Manages to keep it together. And Whitehall even further behind with a 4.8 second gap. How on earth has that happened? But we'll take a look at Red Jelly and Hayos, who seem to be battling it out for position as the leaderboards update. And we can see that there's a 3-way fight between Ysai, Hayos, Red Jelly. Papa John not far behind either, or rather Red Jelly, Hayos and Papa John actually taking up that fight. Hayos with the advantage on the soft tyres, takes it very wide, opens up the corner, down the hill in P4, and he's able to make that gap stick. Now a 2-second gap, or 3 seconds to the people behind him, keeping it very clean. You can see Papa John just in the background there. Obviously he had that slowdown before, but he's kept it pretty clean by the looks of it. He's not too far behind, he's still in this fight. We're now 10 laps into the Grand Prix. Oh my gosh, look at all these cars on the turn 1 through turn 2. Luis Pro Player in the thick of it now. Everybody knows from P5 to P9 it looks like, all just jostling it out. Now this is racing at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. You love to see it. Look at them all go. A single file down through turns 4 and through the chicane now. Very slow through there as to not get a penalty, and it looks like someone's hit the wall. And that would be the McLaren of Jerry Paco, who's just had a little bit of contact with the wall in that fight. We'll take a little bit of look at that later. Back to the fight that we were talking about before.
Yo, hold on. There's a big fight here actually in the midfield.
Yeah, we're looking at that now. We can see from about P5 to P8, I believe that is Luis, Roblox, Papa John, and Cowan and Jerry Paco having fallen off the back. And it's a massive spin. It's a massive spin for Cowan in the Aston Martin. And he's gone straight into the pit lane for a front wing change. Disappointing. He's just pushed it too hard and wasn't able to keep up with the pack as a result. Now, will he come out in front of some of the ladder cars like the Just Maxi and the Alpine? And it looks like he's going to come out neck and neck, as we see Just Maxi taking away that position from him. Red Jelly having a mad side tank slapper through that turn there on the downhill. But it looks like Ysai and Dungeon are fighting each other for that 3rd place position, and surely enough they are. So Ysai has actually managed to take the lead from Dungeon. Dungeon now into 3rd place, and he's going to dart into the pits at the last second, leaving Ysai out there, obviously going for the undercut. Now I think the undercut is quite a strong strategy here, so he'll be hoping to bang out some laps on that soft compound that he'll be going for. He started on the medium, so he definitely has that tyre advantage if he can make it last now.
He's slowed down!
Ysai RSV having a slowdown, Ysai! and he concedes the position
he's gonna get
to the AlphaTauri. He's going to get
time.
undercutted. He has severely lost out here, now getting unlapped by the AlphaTauri that's just passed him. Now he is... Oh, that wasn't even a
Yeah.
That wasn't an overlap. That was Hayos taking the lead of the race. Oh, Wysai is second
Yeah,
behind
Hayos
and now
took it.
losing time when he desperately needed to make it up for the pit stop sequence. And that's going to put him in big trouble by the time he comes around to pit, which presumably will be next lap to try and cover off the undercut, but the damage might already be done. Too far gone, too soon for Hayos and Wysai. Now we'll take a look back at that midfield fight, see how it's broken up. We've got the McLaren of Dungeon just ahead of Roblox, and
Wysai
Luis
now
Pro
in.
Player has actually moved up to 4th. Now you can see him overlapping that car there, the Haas. Oh, and we've got a crash in the background, and that's a Williams. System failure, has had a system failure indeed. He's gone off just in that last sector.
Yeah.
And that is severely unfortunate. I think that's both Williams out, one with a connection issue and this one out. Oh, how unfortunate. How sad can it get? System failure, out of the race completely. And he's lost his rear assembly, he's lost his front wing, so obviously he's smacked head first into the wall and had a mad spin. And he's lost his rear right tyre. Now that is unfortunate for the Williams team, who's currently not running in this race anymore even. We'll have our thoughts, extending our hopes and dreams or whatever we want to them. But it's not going to be enough to bring the points back. Hayos crossing the line for lap 13. As Dungeon overtakes Wysai now, as expected with that pit stop. So obviously Wysai's pitted for softs. And Dungeon is currently right on his toes, and he's got a slow-down again. Dungeon now into P3, but I believe that is P3 on track. That's P1 overall, as none of the cars in front have pitted. So that is a brilliantly executed strategy for Dungeon Fanatics, who's managed to come out in front of Wysai, and he's storming ahead now. Wysai's had a serious drop-off in performance, and I wonder if that's the tyres having hit their plateau.
Yeah. It's awkward.
That is terrible. We don't want to see that. Now we'll just take a quick look. Complete 180 and just smacks into the wall there now. We'll tick that one off your bucket list for one of the top 5. I think that was, or maybe not even, because they were at the back of the midfield fight. So we might not have even had a top 5 crash yet. It seems like everyone's kept themselves reasonably behaved up at the front of the pack.
Yeah. This is a weird midfield fight here. Is that a McLaren?
Is that a McLaren at the midfield?
What? McLaren's in the mid. What? Wait, hold on. Which McLaren is this?
Who are
Cannot
we
be.
looking at?
What? There's only one McLaren driver now. Where did Jerry go?
Yeah, Jerry Paco's.
Oh, Jerry retired.
Jerry Paco had a crash, I believe. So he's retired.
Oh,
Now Dungeon
right.
Fanatics, the only McLaren, bringing in the most points. So maybe he'll cancel his teammates' crash out and bring in just enough points to keep them afloat in the Constructors' Championship. Poginaldo making an overtake on Papa John as Papa John... What is going on there? Because the gap's massive from Poginaldo to Papa John.
Yeah, probably
fact-
he made a terrible mistake, so he had to pit.
Yeah, so that looks like that might have happened. Just Max is still battling it out. If you're fighting for P10 or you're fighting for P20, a race is still a race, and you can see them going out at Max, taking an extremely wide line. Papa John trying to keep it nice and tight. Papa John seems to have made up some space there. Of course, opening up the turn through here, very high-speed section down into a very slow turn. Critical moment here, braking under the DRS. Braking and turning, trying to not overrun it, and they've kept it very clean. Just Maxi seeming to have made up some time. Papa John on the medium compound, obviously he started on softs. So he's kind of done the inverse. We have had a lot of mediums to soft, now we got a soft to medium, as he will fend off Maxi for the rest of the race. Looking up to the lead, Hayos still controlling the pack on his soft tyres. Now, did he start on those tyres, and will he have to pit?
Yeah, we don't know.
Alright. And of course, Speed for Edges. Speed for Edges ahead of Dungeon. Wow, what's
But
going
they're
on
gonna be
there?
fighting.
Oh, but
Dungeon!
Dungeon's
What
gone
is Dungeon
wide.
doing?
Dungeon's absolutely lost
What
it.
is Dungeon doing?
And rejoined behind the
He
racing
just
point
skipped
of
the
Speed
whole
for Ages.
corner.
Now we'll take a look at that. Let's go to the live replay now. Now they're still fighting.
Yeah, that
for
was a very
position.
weird. Yeah, that's very weird. But what will the FIA do about it, though?
Yeah.
Nothing, I guess, as FIA.
Yeah, because it looks like he's given him that position for long enough. Dungeon Fanatics now down the inside of Speed for Ages, up into the second place. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely made that stick down the straight here. He's got a much better exit, and he's just keeping that distance. Now, can he keep it steady? Yes, he can, and he doesn't overrun it for the second time. Speed for Ages picking up a bit of a bump off that curb. That might slow him down throughout. Chaos still out the front, obviously, as we've said. Y-Side now overtaking Luis for the third place, or for the fourth place rather. What happened to him? Because as we know, Y-Side with that botched strategy was undercut by Dungeon, but now he's behind Dungeon, but in front of Luis. But now Dungeon's obviously into second place, so he's lost a lot of time to Dungeon now, over 9 seconds. With Speed for Ages in between, who he still has to overtake. Now that is raising a lot of questions for me. Oh, and Chaos has lost the lead to Dungeon. So Chaos comes into pit, and has he pitted for softs? Has Chaos pitted for softs again? What's going on there? Because if that's true, he's going to have to pit again. So Chaos might have just fumbled insanely. He might have selected the wrong tyre option, but that means that Dungeon's now in the lead with Speed for Ages behind. And Chaos dropping down the order as he has a little bit of a slide off the sausage curb there. Red Jelly behind, Luis in front. So it's Dungeon from Speed, from Y-Side, from Luis, from Chaos, from Red Jelly, from P7, the Roblox Siontre. I don't think we've seen him before in the Mercedes. Just Maxi, not too far behind. Pocanaldo on his hot on his heels rather, with the lapped traffic behind him. Papa John is quite a way away, as well as Town, who had that unfortunate pit stop due to due to his spin, losing the wing. Now we'll go back up to the front because this is incredible. How on earth has this happened? Dungeon, the cards have fallen into his hands incredibly. He did everything he needed to do to get here with that undercut on Y-Side, making up a massive amount of time now. Despite the fact that he had that roller through the grass, it looks like it hasn't affected his tyres too badly because he is still continuing on and powering on. Now 5 seconds with Y-Side overtaking Speed for Ages, overtaking Chaos. And they're ages away, so it looks like Dungeon might have this one in the bag if he can just keep it together, but can he?
Yeah, that is going to be the question here because what the?
Yo, what was that?
It's bro, okay?
What? Where am I? Wait, hello?
A350 fan? What's happened to A350 fan? I thought you were racing.
No, I accidentally, I thought I had my microphone turned off. Well, apparently I didn't. I was about to race, but sadly I had to do something in private life, and I couldn't make it to race, sadly.
Oh no.
So yeah, just gonna change my audio real quick so I won't swear a second time.
No problem. Anyways, we'll look back to the race. It's lap 21 of 35. We have Dungeon from Y-Side from Speed for Ages, with Chaos taking that place from Luis, pro player. He moves up into 4th place. He was leading before, but he pitted, and he's pitted for soft tyres. And for all of you joining the YouTube stream right about now, obviously drivers have to pit at least once, and they have to change their tyre compounds. Now, Chaos, he's pitted once, but he's changed from softs to softs, and we're wondering, is that going to get him a disqualification? Because he's obviously got that tyre advantage, whether others have had to run either a soft to hard or a hard to soft plan, or soft to intermediates, or, sorry, mediums rather. But Hayos seeming to have gone from soft to soft, strength to strength for Speed for Rages, who's currently battling with Hayos on those medium tyres, with the back marker following behind. He'll have to obviously give them enough space to play. Speed for Rages picking up DRS down into this sharp turn here, and he's managed to keep it nice and neat. Goes a little bit wide and a little bit narrow into the chicane, hitting the sausage curb and getting his car disturbed. Now that's going to give him more of an advantage to Hayos. Meanwhile, Dungeon is extremely far into the lead. As you can see, we can barely even make out any competition behind him. There we have Wyside just in the background there, with Hayos, Speed for Rages about equally spaced apart. But Dungeon having made up a lot of time on those who were nipping at his ankles before. Now he's got some clean air to race in.
Yeah, the thing about Dungeon actually is, like, he might be potentially getting a penalty for what he has done, so that's gonna be something big. So it might open up to Wyside, so Wyside will have to lock in if he can possibly get a win here. So very nice for Wyside if whatever penalty happens.
And we have seen that from Wyside before. He's put in some strong performances, even when all hope seems to be lost, and he's done incredibly, to be frank.
And Buddy has slowed down.
Ooh,
Dungeon slowed down.
Dungeon has a slowdown penalty. Knock that one off your list, ladies and gentlemen. Now Wyside is able to catch up. Dungeon recently uploaded a video where him and Wyside went head to head at a range of tracks. Wyside coming out 3-0, a hat trick over Dungeon. So, and one of the tracks was Wynford, as a matter of fact. So Dungeon knows that he's got a strong competitor.
Oh, Wyside's
right
pitting!
behind him. And Wyside is gaining a
Wyside's
lot.
pitting.
As we expected.
He's pitting though.
Oh, he's pitting! Wyside pitting with Hayos making up that place. Now, why has Wyside pitted again? He's gone for the soft tyres. So, evidently, Wyside thinks that he can pull off the two-stopper and go for those soft tyres and make up all the place that he's just lost. Now, we'll see now when he hits that that first sector line how much time he's lost by pitting. But that does move Hayos up into second place. Maybe, just maybe, Wyside will take the lead of this race. And if not, at least take second place, because Hayos is going to have to come under some serious questioning for his actions, as we've seen, because he's only been on softs as far as I'm aware.
Let's see who's going to mess up here. None of them.
None of them, no mess up so far. Wyside 3 seconds behind
Now
Dungeon.
Dungeon pits.
And Dungeon
How about
dives into the
Eos?
pit
He
lane.
stays out.
And so Dungeon's gone for those soft tyres as well. You're wondering if the mediums just aren't working on the surface, the track surface, with the temperatures and the pressures that they might have. He comes out now. And is he going to come out ahead? Let's see. Oh, and he's side by side with Wyside. Wyside just taking the lead as Dungeon slips around through the sand there. He's got DRS.
Oh, we got a
Wyside's
fight.
got DRS. We got a fight all the way down through
Fight
this
for
sharp
P6.
turn. Fight for P6 as well. But right now we have the two potential
they're
on-track
pitting.
leaders fighting for the win. And it looks like Wyside's managed to
That is
make
nice.
it work. He might have brought it back. Dungeon having that undercut strategy, but now that both of them are pitted for the softs, realizing that they're the better tyre. And you wonder if
Yeah, the question
Dungeon-
is Eos.
Is Dungeon going to make that back, and what is going to happen? What on earth will happen with Hayos? Because he's out the front currently, 6 seconds ahead of those two behind him. But has he changed his tyre compounds as is regulations? We'll just have to find out. Lap 26 of 35, less than 10 laps to go. Wyside and Dungeon both duking it out behind. You can see Wyside's built up quite a nice lead of about a second. That's going to save himself a little bit through this DRS zone if he's far enough away. No, but it looks like he's going to have that slide speed advantage as Dungeon. With the DRS, he manages to not go over the grass yet again. Keeps it nice and smooth, but he does take quite a lot of curb there. You wonder if that's going to unsettle the car. It looks like
Just
the
got a
gap has
strike.
been quite even. Hayos has gotten a strike.
Oh no! Eos has
What's
to
happened?
pit.
And Hayos has to pit.
Eos has to pit.
This is seriously going to change the dynamics of the race. Hayos being reminded to pit by race control. Now he's obviously not
But
going to be
hold
able to
on.
qualify as a finisher unless he pits. We're going
How,
board with
how
him
did
now.
bro?
And he dives into
How
the pit
did bro
lane.
do 26 laps on
He's,
one set of softs?
No, he pitted. He pitted. He went from softs to softs. And now YSI
Right.
coming across the line with Dungeon not far behind.
Now mediums now.
Or mediums, because he's obviously
Soft
have to
again?
change.
Wait, maybe you can check his compounds earlier.
No, he's gone back onto softs. What's happened there?
Has he gone on the? Has he
He's
gone
gone
on
onto
another
softs.
tires before?
I don't think so. I think
Has
if
he
we
gone
take a
on
look at the
another
race
set before?
start. But obviously he's shifted down into third
Yeah.
place now. The true order revealing itself as Hayos obviously has to pit again. YSI leading from Dungeon. Dungeon's made up a lot of time. He's underneath a second now. And he's gaining down the hill through the not so sharp turn. It's almost mimics that of the first two turns. Here we are into the high speed section. It just depends who's going to get the better exit. And it looks like YSI has been able to bridge that gap. Dungeon now farther behind at a... Oh no, rather he's actually made up time. He's now half a second behind YSI, feeling the pressure as we enter the last 7 laps of the race. Obviously Dungeon has DRS down here and he's strong. He's got top speed, he's got the force of gravity helping him go. Not able to make it up. He's absolutely centered as YSI has a slowdown. And that might have just changed the race as we know it.
Yeah, he's trying to push it, and he could, but this time he realizes that he's a human. So yeah,
He does. Almost as if there was an error in the computing system of YSI, who's been near perfect the whole race. Unfortunately, he had that poor strategy, but he made up for it in terms of pure pace. Pitted again for the softs. They found out that the medium tyres just weren't working. And now Dungeon Fanatics has taken the lead, and YSI is slowing to a crawl almost. 1.2 seconds is the gap. We'll have to see if he's able to make that back up.
oh, he also slowed down,
Oh,
and
and
his
Hayos,
pursuit of trying to get a win is done.
Hayos has lost his chances of getting a win now. Over 10 seconds behind,
Yeah.
he's now joined the fight for the last half of the points. Or rather, I guess you could say about the middle. He's in P3, but he's got 3 cars with a big aspiration trying to get the rest of the points. And you can see that they're actually catching up to him quite quickly. You wonder if he's run out of ERS, maybe. His batteries run a bit flat, and that's allowing the pack behind him to catch up, because obviously he doesn't have any DRS, but nor would Luis, who is catching from behind. YSI now under a second from Dungeon. He's going to have DRS to help him in that fight. As we look with Luis and Speed for Ages, the trio, who's Speed for Ages had a slowdown, I believe. Or has he gotten past
Dungeon
Luis?
slowed down.
And Dungeon's had a slowdown. Oh, and Dungeon's
Yep.
slowed down. That is unfortunate. We thought he had the race in the bag. After that overtake, and he started making pace, but he's fallen back with only 5 laps to go. Is he going to be able to make it back up 2 seconds? Well, if we look at the times really quickly, we can see Dungeon Fanatics' last lap was a 1:02, YSI with a 59.8. So YSI is playing the defensive route, just trying to bridge that gap. Dungeon might have become too comfortable with his lap times.
Yeah. What else do we have? They're saying Poconaldo's in like P8 range, but I think they would have to. Wait, there's a crash.
There's a crash!
I saw a car earlier. What was that? Or am I seeing things? I think I am seeing things. What?
Potentially
What was
not.
that?
We have had 4 DNFs, or 5 DNFs in this race rather. Papa John on Poconaldo. Poconaldo's in P10. Having some sort of incident occurred, maybe? We're not sure. Dungeon
must be
1.9
seeing
seconds behind YSI. He must have lost that lead. We'll see, what do we have in stock in the replays? I believe this... Dungeon Fanatics in second place, 2 seconds behind the race leader, Ysai.
Oh yeah, they're saying that Hios actually started on medium, so he's alright.
Okay, so Hayos having started on mediums.
That's okay.
Then you wonder.
Yeah, he's alright.
He must be right then, but he's pitted 3 times. I don't know why that is then. But
Yeah, maybe trying to get an advantage or something.
perhaps.
But I don't see that working.
No, might just be an odd strategy call from the AlphaTauri team. Obviously, he's probably not too obliged to support them as a little bit of a one-off for AlphaTauri, although he would like the glory of a first-place finish here in Canada, so there's no reason to chuck it out the window. I'm sure he'd be fighting for everything that it's worth. Having a bit of a bump
Why
there.
can't I find?
Speed for Ages and Luis are still jostling it out in P4 and P5, probably the closest battle that we have at the moment. But it looks like Luis might not just be fast enough, although we'll see here through the downward spiral into the fast sector, who's had the better exit. Fast third sector, Luis running very low downforce. You can see that Alpine wing barely even existing. It's so flat compared to the Racing Point. But it looks like the Racing Point's been able to hold him off of Speed for Ages, and Luis will have to suffice with P5. Unless he's actually made a run through here, it looks like he's gained a lot of time. He will have DRS obviously down into turn 3. Oh no, he hasn't.
How about driver standings here? Oh, okay.
Oh, and Pocanaldo's fallen down back to 10th place. Might have been a leaderboard glitch that just occurred there.
That is awkward, man. Where is
Now,
everyone?
This pro player looks to have taken off from speed. Or is he behind? No, he's still behind. He's actually dropped back rather, 7/10 of a second. With Dungeon claiming 3/10 on Ysai. However, it might be too late and it might be all too much. Ysai still a second ahead. But it looks like Dungeon's actually done quite a lot of catching up.
Who's got the fastest lap?
We'll take a look here at the fastest lap on the leaderboards. And it would seem that YSIRB has had the fastest lap with a 59.535. However, his last lap 101.411 was a second slower than Dungeon Fanatics, who has the second fastest lap, so he could still be in the game for a last lap showdown. Now, ladies and gentlemen, get your bingo cards ready, because I think we might have a dash to the line on our hands if Dungeon's able to make this up. If YSI can't keep it clean, if the lapped Red Bull will get out of the way and let us have a nice fight, hopefully not Latifiing it into the walls and bringing us to a standstill. But here we are, Dungeon 1.499, catching on YSI. Is he able to make a move? This is the last lap, his last chance. So far, so good. So far, no good for Dungeon. YSI staying ahead. 1.3 Dungeons making up a 2/10 just in that first sector alone. You wonder what is going on with YSI. Is he able to keep it together? Is he crumbling under the pressure? What could be happening here? We take another look at the leading, and it seems that Dungeon Fanatics has gotten a corner cut, so he might be getting desperate. And he has been barely
he's
close
done.
in sector 2, and he's done. Dungeon's had a slowdown.
Yep, he is done.
Oh, and that is it.
And hold on for Wisei.
His race is over. We're
And
holding
look at
out for a
Wisei.
hero, holding out for that Scarlet Ferrari to
Great
cross
job,
the line.
Wisei.
YSIRB takes the win at Canada. Look at him go, dashing across the track. He wins the Canadian Grand Prix, and well deserved to him. He hasn't had the best of tyre strategies. Kept it lucky. Dungeon Fanatics, not happy about that. He had the undercut. He had everything perfectly planned out. But that last minute slowdown penalty looked to have taken him by surprise and possibly have ruined his chances at a win. He'll have to stick with second place, and it's third place for Hayos and fourth for Speed for Ages.
Hold on.
Hayos being still, of course, under investigation for which tyres he set on. Luis and Red Jelly and Papa John now fighting off Red Jelly crossing the line in a league of his own. Papa John coming across the line now as we see, and it's a race to the line for this 3. Is it going to be Parkinaldo? Is it going to be Just Maxi? And it's Just Maxi who takes the place from Roblox Entree. Parkinaldo is going extremely slowly. Has he given up? Does he know what's happened? Cowan might be able to make this work. Look, Parkinaldo is going very, very slow. And Cowan is casually speeding through. Is he going to be able to catch up in time? Now, Parkinaldo might just be pouting his lips. Or no, this is turn 3, isn't it? He's given up.
Yeah.
And so he's lost that P10 spot. What's he saying? He's lagging. And so
Yeah,
it
but
seems
he
that
said
Cowan...
Well, on his screen said that he's taking checkered flag.
And despite how far back he was, maybe he has taken the checkered flag. Maybe he was a lap behind. But Cowan is going to move up into that P10 spot. Oh no! It says he's staying P11 in the standings, so... Wow.
Oh, that's weird.
That is an interesting conclusion to this race, ladies and gentlemen. Ysai, your race winner, Dungeon Fanatics, robbed in broad daylight at the last second. Or not robbed, but rightfully taken.
Robbed? Excuse
Rightfully
me?
taken by Ysai,
okay. Alright.
who put in a thriller performance. Dungeon probably feeling like he's been robbed. There's a lot of high
I can
now.
tell you, I gotta say something. Why
Yes,
is the
Tom.
car so snappy and pointy?
Oh well, it's Canada, isn't it? A bit of
It's
a
horrible.
odd track.
It does. No, it doesn't work for mouse players. It's just I play on controller, so it was pretty easy to drift. You have to drift yourself into the apex.
I think we've seen here a
it's
few
pretty weird.
times. And can you tell us about the soft tire? What's happened there? Because there was a lot of pit stops. Were you confident that you could make up the time that you took pitting?
Well,
to
the
actually
mediums are
change
horrible.
tires?
Yeah, the softs were like 2 seconds faster than the mediums per lap,
Yeah, right.
and they didn't degrade quick. I mean, when they were at like 68%, they were still drivable. But like the and yeah, well, like, so yeah, it's just worth it pitting because they're so damn fast. Fresh softs now.
And that slowdown that we just saw on the replay there, coming out of, I believe that is turn 3, down the first hill in the first DRS zone, when Dungeon was managed to overtake you there, what was going through your head there? Did you think that it was recoverable, or were you pretty bummed about it?
Yeah, I was pretty damn bummed about it. You know.
Yeah, that's understandable. But you did manage to come back.
So basically, when I got that cut, I was thinking like the document didn't even make any sense because it was like bananas under grandma's forehead, you know, because the sidewalk never was freshly renewed. So what happened with the Gillette shaving cream was that basically there was no beef in the toilet.
So true. Ladies and gentlemen, a brilliant interview. He's been PR trained. We all know it. Why I say, ladies and gents, I'm coming for you, bro. When I go to fucking Sweden, I swear to God. Anyways.
Look at this Brody Jet stream.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oi,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you
He
so
just
much
wants
for
to touch
tuning in.
you.
I hope you've enjoyed this race, because I certainly have. I think we all have. This has been a brilliant.
He looks like the
Canadian
guy from
Grand Prix.
Moana.
Except for
He
Dungeon.
looks like
Dungeon might not
Tarzan.
have had so much
He
fun.
looks like Tarzan.
It looks like Tarzan.
Yo!
Hi Tarzan. Hi Tarzan.
Yo, Tarzan.
Hi, Tarzan.
Alright, guys.
What's
thank you
up,
for
bro?
watching.
Can I speak to your dad?
Booga booga. Is he ready for all the pressure that's coming for him? Is he physically and mentally ready?
Fuck.
Big slight foul, and away we go.
Red flag, 62, 62.